very good evening and welcome to RTV News in English. I'm William Evans Mtabazi and these are some of our top stories tonight. President Paul Kagame has met with Jack Ma, founder of Alba Group, and Jerry Young, co-founder of Yahoo, to discuss partnership in entrepreneurship and innovation. While the First Lady of Rwanda has hosted more than 220 children from different parts of the country during celebrations marking the end of year 2025. It's always a pleasure having you join us for RTV News in English. Now this is the news in detail. President Paul Kagame has met with Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba Group, and Jerry Young, co-founder of Yahoo, to discuss partnership in entrepreneurship and innovation. Jack Ma and Jerry Young are in Kigali for Africa's Business Heroes, Alibaba's flagship initiative supporting African entrepreneurs and job creation, and the 7th edition grand finale brought together Africa's most promising entrepreneurs with the top 10 finalists pitching their ventures for a share of $1.5 million in grant funding. Now, the First Lady of Rwanda has hosted more than 220 children from different parts of the country during celebrations marking the end of the year 2025. It is an annual event during which she meets with young children and wishes them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Village Urugiro came alive with the festive spirit as gifts were shared, laughter filled the air, and the children's smiles said it all. Out more news, Unity Club in Rwanda says it will continue to care for the welfare of elderly genocide survivors, known as in Rwanda, as they have served as a lesson to Rwandans in unity and resilience following the painful history of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. This was highlighted as the organization joined the Inhwaza living at the Rusizi Impinganzima nursing homes to celebrate the end of year holidays for 2025. Since 2014, with the involvement of the First Lady, Her Excellency Janet Kagame, the elderly genocide survivors began being resettled in nursing homes, including the one in Rusizi, which started accommodating them in 2019. Each year, Unity Club in Rwanda organizes an activity under the theme, "Let us care for them as they raised us." Unity Club also commends the courage shown by the genocide survivors after losing members of their families, yet choosing not to be consumed by grief. Currently, Rwanda has 4 Impinganzima nursing homes located in Bugesera, Rusizi, Nyanza, and Huye districts. They are home to 274 elderly genocide survivors. 26 of them are male. Rusizi nursing home hosts 45 in Rwanda. 6 of them are men. Now, Rwandans and foreign nationals who excelled in tax compliance during the 2024-2025 fiscal year say that a strong culture of tax compliance should be embraced by everyone as it helps the country build a sustainable economy. We do have details.
Jean Bosco Nkundunkundiye, who has been in business for over 3 years, says he has consistently paid his taxes on time. He began receiving awards from the Rwanda Revenue Authority in 2018, and since then, he has continued to win recognition every year, something that motivates him to maintain good tax compliance. I, for example, know that if I transact business and get money, I know that 30% is government's. I feel giving taxes is my contribution to national building. When I'm on the road or see infrastructure here and there in place, I feel happy because my taxes are being put to use. On the other hand, foreign investors operating businesses in Rwanda have also demonstrated a strong commitment to tax compliance. Vipul Kumar was recognized by Rwanda Revenue Authority among the best tax-compliant importers. Kumar says that his company will continue to pay taxes diligently because they fully understand the importance of taxation.
You know, the regulations here are very clear, well-defined. Of course, it's comprehensive as well. And we always find that the area cooperating, willing to talk to us, explain things. Of course, tax law is wide and varied and can be quite demanding, but we found that the government, the tax authorities have been helpful with these things, so we're able to make compliance. And I think also the technology to be able to make it easy to pay tax and the systems that come together with it, I think makes it so much easier to do that.
Masako Kato, another foreign national, runs a small enterprise that complies with tax obligations under the category of very small taxpayers. She was also awarded by Rwanda Revenue Authority among the top-performing taxpayers at the national level. Masako explains that although her business is small, she remains committed to paying taxes properly, even from the limited income she earns.
Personally, I feel like paying tax is kind of feeling like participate to building this country. As you know, me, I'm a Muzungu, coming outside from Rwanda. But when I pay tax for this country, is a feeling like a member of Rwandan citizens.
Not only profitable businesses are recognized by Rwanda Revenue Authority, consumers are also rewarded. Maniragaba Elisa was honored as an outstanding consumer. A resident of Gicumbi district, Maniragaba earns a living by transporting goods using a bicycle. He says that whenever he goes to purchase or restock goods, he always asks for an EBM receipt. This has earned him the award for best consumer of the previous year.
Ubundi bavuze ko iyo utatse fagitire uriya musoro umucuruza wigumanira.
They told us that if you do not ask for a receipt, the business operator retains that tax in his pockets. Yet, that very tax is important to all of us. We have good roads and medical insurances are also paid. When you ask for EBM, you help the government get enough taxes to support all those things I've mentioned and national development too.
Ariko watse fagitire agira umumaro akadufasha mu iterambere ry'igihugu.
Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Dr. Justin Senjumva, says that the government of Rwanda will continue to work closely with the private sector to achieve the goal of self-reliance and reduce dependence on foreign aid through strengthening domestic tax revenue, programs that reward compliant taxpayers and recognize consumers who demand EBM receipts are among the initiatives helping Rwanda Revenue Authority meet its targets. In the 2024-2025 fiscal year, Rwanda Revenue Authority exceeded its revenue collection target by 1.9%, having aimed to collect 3,041 billion Rwandan francs and ultimately collecting 3,099 billion Rwandan francs.
Let's now turn to matters education, where principals of primary and secondary schools here in Rwanda say that they are pleased with the new data management system as it will help them carry out planning based on accurate figures. It was launched in Rwanda and will later be rolled out to 30 African countries. It is a new data management system used for school planning, developed under a system known as SDMS. Those being trained include school heads, deputy heads, and directors of studies. These leaders highlight the challenges they previously faced and what they expect from this new system.
Especially at my work, the use of this training has clarified more things related to our data entry and enrollment of students, whereby some data were not driven correctly. By now, after this training, we have collected them. We have made what we call data cleaning. Before this training, we were not having enough skills about SDMS, whereby most of people who were using SDMS were not giving accurate information. Sometimes I work for this private school, and some of private schools they do not provide clear information, thinking that maybe they are not important or clear to the government, and yet also in government planning, they also focus for both government and public schools. By now, as other systems where teachers do have access, for example, CAMIS, teachers should also be given some information related to SDMS. Why? SDMS provides the data to CAMIS, and when the teacher is not registered in SDMS, he cannot get anything or any information from CAMIS. So SDMS is driving the whole system of information and the whole system of data into any other system we are using in education.
The Director General in charge of communication at the Ministry of Education adds that this system comes as a solution for the ministry.
Data use is something that is critical in terms of planning, monitoring, and whatever comes with it. So, but we see that there are still gaps, especially at the lower level, where real things, real teaching, learning outcomes comes. So at the national level, being the first country to be able to get proper, clean data is essential. So this training itself is coming to empower the participant. You know that all head teachers across the country, those, and in some schools that don't, that are only primary, the secretaries are being trained. Once all these people are equipped with proper practical skills, we know as the first country where this project is being implemented, we're going to make a difference in the way things are being done. And I hope we'll be able to, as we've been trying in our modest capacity as a country, be able to set an example of how proper data, proper training, practical training, and data management, data use, data collection, better data analysis really is something that we be proud to be associated with as a country.
8,000 being trained 6 weeks so far, then what are your expectations from the trainees after they return to their duties?
It's close to 9,000 because it's 8,800. So what we expect from them, it's actively participating from this training, but most importantly, actively use the skills, the practical skills they are getting from this training to inform the decisions, the planning, all the things that are being done in the schools. They are informed by the data, and they're being their capacity being increased in terms of making sure we get the proper real data that we're able to analyze, make better, as I mentioned, better planning, better resource allocation, better outcome. It means once you have evidence, our decisions are made from the evidence that are available in the field. Even the kids themselves learning outcome will really be different from what we're seeing and from what is here happening today. With proper data, a lot of knowledge, skills, once they apply it, that's what we expect from them. They go back on the schools, they apply what they have been learning here, they get everything in a better shape than it is today. Thank you.
Thank you. This is back in Rwanda.
Now, the Executive Secretary of the Association for the Development of Education in Africa, which developed this new data management system, Albert Senjumva, explained why it was first launched in Rwanda.
To evaluate the ongoing, what I call capacity strengthening in the use of data, from data collection, data analysis, data interpretation, data use and dissemination more generally. And this training is part of a bigger project that cover up to 30 African countries. The reality is the way education system use data is not yet really at the level it properly used and to support reforms, all kinds of reforms, then we are not going to reach any goal that we'd like to see as a continent. So Rwanda is among 30 countries, and I'm happy to announce that Rwanda is the first country to move from the planning into execution of the project. The reason why we're here to appreciate the work that is going on. The training in Rwanda is covering up to more than 8,000 head teachers in the countries, and it takes place every single weekend in each of these 30 districts in the country.
Those who have completed 6 weeks of training include more than 8,000 school leaders from all districts across the country, with the training conducted over the weekends to avoid disrupting regular school programs. This new data management system will next be implemented in South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, and Ethiopia before being rolled out to all the other planned 30 countries. To more news, the top leadership of Equity Bank Rwanda, its staff and its customers joined district leaders from Gisagara and Huye, together with local residents, in a special community work activity focused on tree planting. More than 9,000 trees were planted, including agroforestry trees as well as fruit trees such as avocado and oranges. Residents of Ruhashya sector in Huye district and Save sector in the Gisagara district, who took part in this special tree planting community work, say it will benefit them in the years to come, and they are ready to take good care of the trees so that they grow well and bear fruits. Leaders from Huye and Gisagara districts encourage residents to pay particular attention to fruit trees, noting that they help fighting malnutrition and also enable citizens to earn income. The Chief Executive Officer of Equity Bank Rwanda, Hannington Namara, assured residents of Huye and Gisagara districts and areas known for high avocado production that they will have access to market for their produce, especially since the bank is among those that provided loans to an investor building a factory to add value to avocados. As part of its continued contribution to community development, the CEO of Equity Bank Rwanda, Hannington Namara, also assured residents that the bank will continue to provide them with accessible financial services to support their various activities, including agriculture, livestock farming, and trade. In a move to get closer to the people, Equity Bank yesterday launched what it calls a group account, which helps working groups and saving groups affiliated with the bank access loans without providing collateral. Equity Bank has been operating in Rwanda for more than 13 years now and currently serves over 1,700,000 customers. Residents living near the volcanoes in Rubavu and in Nyabihu districts are calling for the project to bring them clean water to be fast-tracked as the lack of access to water continues to negatively affect them. The management of the Mutobo water treatment plant acknowledges that it has faced challenges but assures residents that within 4 months next year they will have access to water. The project to supply water to volcano areas, which involves the construction of reservoirs, public water points, and pipelines stretching over 180 kilometers close to where residents live, has reached 95% completion. Residents in these areas of Rubavu and Nyabihu question why they are still not receiving water, noting that the project started in June last year, 2024, and they were told they would get water earlier, but they have waited in vain. The management of the Mutobo water treatment plant says that the construction work on the plant has been delayed, currently standing at 70%, even though it was supposed to be completed this month, and has outlined the challenges encountered. The Mutobo water treatment plant is said to have its production capacity increased to 43,000 cubic meters of water per day, in addition to the more than 12,000 cubic meters it was previously supplying daily. Once the upgrade is fully completed, the plant will produce over 55,000 cubic meters per day, supplying water to more than 400,000 residents living around the volcanic areas. Well, with that, we come to the end of our bulletin tonight. From me and the entire team, have a good night, goodbye, and good luck.